What's up, guys? Today on Lisa's Food Addiction, fall has finally decided to hit, and that means we are getting some colder weather. So, to help us warm up, we are going to be making this super hearty and super delicious lasagna soup. So, let's get started. Alright, guys, to get started, here I have a pan that I added a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil to, and we are going to start cooking our ground beef. I used about 2 pounds of ground beef for this recipe, and guys, you can also add Italian sausage, pork sausage, smoked sausage to this recipe. That would be so good and flavorful. I really wish I thought of that earlier, but today we're just going to go with our ground beef. So guys, now that our ground beef is going, we are going to start chopping up our yellow onions. So here I have a whole yellow onion that I just cut in half. And to dice this up, I'm going to go across a couple times, and then I'm going to go across again in the opposite direction. And once you do that, that's going to allow you to chop up your onions much quicker. This is a super cool trick when you are really trying to hurry up and get out of the kitchen and you don't have time to be in there all day. I think I saw this like on Food Network. I think Bobby Flay or somebody did it, but it's a super cool trick. I really do it a lot when I'm cooking. You can also do it on tomatoes or any other type of onion that you may be using. Now that our onions are done, we just want to run our knife across a couple more times just to make sure that our onion is chopped up really good. And after you've done that, we're going to add all of that flavor into the pan with our ground beef. We're going to go in and give our beef and onions a stir just to get everything married together really good. After we've done that, grab your garlic and your knife, and we are going to chop up our garlic and add it into our beef and onions along with some spices and some herbs. So guys, this is how I chop up my garlic. I just grab a knife and I give it a really good smack, and that allows the skin to come off. Once I discarded the skin, I just run my knife through it a couple times to get it chopped up really well, and I set it to the side. If you do not feel comfortable using your knife to take the skin off, you can also add your garlic into a bowl with a tight lid, shake it up a couple of times, and the skin will come off that way too. Now we have our garlic in there. We also added in our herbs, Italian seasoning, parsley, basil, oregano. I also had some onion powder and garlic powder. And we're also going to season this up with some salt and pepper. Once you've added all that, give it a good mix and set it aside. And now we're going to begin cooking our pasta. To cook our lasagna noodles, I have a big pot here filled with water. I am seasoning this water liberally, okay? You want this water to be super salty because this is the flavoring for our noodles. So for our lasagna noodles, we are making lasagna soup. So we need to break up our noodles like so. Just grab a sheet of your lasagna, break it up, and dump it into your water, and it's going to cook up the same as if we did not break up the noodles. It should take about 12 to 14 minutes to cook your pasta al dente, or however you choose to do so. Once you're done cooking it, just set it aside and drain it, and we're going to move on to making our lasagna soup. Now guys, it's time to make our actual soup. So here I have the same pot that I cooked our lasagna noodles in, because who feels like washing a whole bunch of pots after cooking? I know I don't. In this pot, I have our very flavorful ground beef. I also added in some diced tomatoes. We're also going to add in about 3 cans of tomato sauce. So once you have that all in there, we're going to give it a good mix and get everything combined well. Next, guys, we're going to go in with some tomato paste, and this tomato paste is going to give us that really super tomatoey flavor that we're used to with the lasagna. We also went in with some more herbs and spices just so our food is not under seasoned or bland, because who wants that? Nobody. We're also going in with some beef broth, and the beef broth is actually taking our lasagna base to a lasagna soup. And it's also going to give us that very, very yummy, meaty flavor that you're used to with the lasagna. Now we're going to go in with a little bit of sugar. I had some white sugar and brown sugar. So guys, you want to remember that although tomatoes are slightly sweet, they are very, very acidic. So anytime you make anything tomato based, throw a couple tablespoons of sugar in there to balance that out. Lastly, we're going to season this up with some salt and pepper, of course. And guys, at this point, this is strictly based off of your taste buds. You can add any more of any ingredient that you like. If you want to add more herbs, if you want to add more garlic powder, onion powder, salt, sugar, whatever it may be, go ahead and add it. This is for you. This is for your family. You guys need to enjoy eating this, so season it to your liking. Now that our soup is flavored perfectly amazing, we are going to add in our cooked lasagna noodles. If your noodles happen to stick to each other, that is fine. Just take them apart and add them to your soup. To prevent sticking, you can add a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil to your boiling pasta water prior to adding the pasta to the water. So now that we're adding our noodles into our soup, you want to add as much or as less that you would like. I love to have that very pasta feeling with lasagna soup because it's lasagna and you're used to eating pasta with that dish. So with that being said, I add a good bit of lasagna noodles to my soup. Guys, we have our pasta, we have our ground beef, diced tomatoes, all of that yummy onion and garlicky goodness. Now that this is done, we're going to pop the lid on it and we're going to let it simmer on low for about 6 to 7 minutes. We just want to make sure that this is heated thoroughly. Remember, our pasta is already cooked and our beef is already cooked, so we don't want to overcook anything. Pop the lid on there. So guys, we're making lasagna soup. We need some cheese, y'all. We need that super cheesy, ooey gooey feeling that we're used to having with a traditional baked lasagna. So to get that, we're going to be making a creamy ricotta topping, and we're also going to top our lasagna soup with mozzarella. To season up our ricotta, we're going to keep it plain and simple, salt and pepper, season liberally, and set it off to the side. Now it's time to start dishing up your soup. Grab your favorite serving bowl or your favorite soup bowl. Add a couple scoopfuls of this amazing flavorful lasagna soup. Top it off with the mozz and the ricotta cheese, and that's it, guys. Grab you some cheesy garlic bread and a side salad, and this is the perfect dinner for anybody who's ready to get in and out of the kitchen quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed cooking with me today. I thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. If you guys want the full printed recipe with measurements, head over to my website, lisasfoodaddiction.com. And until next time, guys, happy cooking. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.